This is Synthesis TV, keeping you on the edge of technology and business.
July the 18th is Mandela Day. It's a massive day in South Africa. People get together to perform acts of kindness, to try and show how much they care. The concern, of course, is it just about one day? Is it something that we should be doing all year round? Well, we wanted to chat to somebody who has taken this on. And although somehow not absolutely within her career path, has become, I would say, defined by it, Sue-Ann Huyser. She is from Capital Appreciation. Sue-Ann, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Howard.
So thank you for joining us on this episode of Synthesis TV. Mandela Day, to me, it's almost like Valentine's Day, because it's just a great excuse to show that we care, isn't it?
Correct.
So give me a bit of a sense of, I mean, your background certainly isn't in the space.
No.
Tell me where you came from.
So in short, I have come from multiple businesses where I have worked overall in the business, mostly focused on finance, and then later on moving into the HR space. Within the businesses, I have found that our people want to give back. They want to do something to show that they care, and we started creating these opportunities within our workspace at Synthesis for them to give back. And hence, Mandela Day is one of the multiple functions that we do during the year.
Okay, so you started off involved in the space in Synthesis. You've then moved to the Capital Appreciation Company, which of course is the owner of Synthesis, and you've taken this on in a broad sense. Is it about, and I've always wondered about this, do you see people just wanting to give money to assuage their guilt, or do you get so much more when people get actively involved in these events?
Howard, in my experience, I have seen people give money not due to guilt, but more time constraints.
Okay.
We do not have the time to participate, and people are focused on their roles and the work they need to do. Whereas with my involvement moving to Capital Appreciation, I have requested to take on the CSR cap, and within this cap, I take the whole company. And what we have found, our people want to give back. Our people feel good when they can participate. And this is a small area that's not work-related, where they feel they are actually contributing towards our results at the end of the year, because they, as a company, have done something more than just coming to work.
I wonder, though, if actually it does contribute, even though it's not business, the fact that people come together, the fact that it creates an environment of giving and of caring and of looking outside of ourselves, that we're not simply about work and the next contract and sale, that we're actually more than just a worker bee. I wonder if ultimately that does give back. And I'm not saying that's the reason, obviously, it's not why we do it, but I wonder if inadvertently it does make a difference.
So I have seen people are enjoying the social experience.
Okay.
And the sense of belonging. We have had multiple people that have not participated in any of the events. And we don't go around and say, please donate money or give something or give your time. We have always stuck to what you feel comfortable with. Please participate. And we've got the social sense when people come around to pack the packs. It is fun. It's like a mini team building in the middle of a busy day. And they thoroughly enjoy knowing they're part of a community that cares.
So tell me about the packs. What is that you were referring to?
So what we do have is now Mandela Day coming up. We are going to collect blankets. One of the other companies will be collecting library books, and we will be collecting socks for an orphanage. We will also be having a day where we call it Feed a Child. And within this, at African Resonance, we are going to bring bread, spreads, juices, paper bags, brown paper bags, and some sweeties. And we're going to have a production line in our canteen area where we are going to put together.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fun.
That's it. We're going to put together lunch and we are going to take it to an orphanage. And I promise all of you, this was not planned, where they have in the nursery school and the orphanage 67 children at this time.
No. 67, of course, being the Mandela Day number. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. And I feel like the stars aligned.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we have not done this at our other companies before. We've only done it at Synthesis. This year I am actually spreading it out across, and people want to participate. The little they can give, they want to help.
So what you're doing is creating different projects for the different companies. Correct. Are they random, or did you look and say, okay, this team I could see getting behind this and that team that, or you just mixed and matched?
So firstly, for exploration, I have met with people within the other companies and I have asked them, you're of a different income bracket. What can you do? Right. What are you comfortable to do? And we explored a few options. We do also have a collection of food in tins at the end of the year, non-perishable foods, and that's going to be a second event we're having there, and that's affordable. When we brought in socks, and I don't want to shock everyone, I can actually sell children's socks for 10 Rand a pair and still make a profit. And the people are crazy over that. So in the instance here, I have consulted with the people in the company, the employees, the people on the ground. Right. Whereas at Synthesis, we have found we did numerous different projects every year for Mandela Day. Right. And as COVID hit, it wasn't possible to go out to the community centers anymore.
Even though it was so desperately needed during that time.
It was desperately needed. And at this time, when I speak to the people that we do support, they ask us, please do not stop your blanket drive. You do not know how many blankets we actually need. So high on their list is blankets, the library books, because they have libraries with no books in, and then feeding the vulnerable families.
And library books, we've seen some of the stats that are coming out in South Africa about literacy rates is horrific. Yeah. So that's critical. Of course, the blankets keeping people warm. How do you deal with donor fatigue? We live in a country where quite literally every traffic light we coming across adversity. We live, everybody's struggling. Nobody's managing financially, particularly, not nobody, but a vast majority of South Africans are struggling a little bit. And now we're going to say to them, help out. How does that work?
What I have found within our group companies, and especially at Synthesis, when you gamify it, they find it to be fun. Right. We have an event later on in the year, closer to December. What we will be doing there is we will ask people to donate a can of food for an entry into a raffle. And we gamify it. We make it fun for them. There is something they can get out as well. And again, we do not make it compulsory. You give from your heart and you give what you can.
And I think people do. I think they give from their hearts, no matter how, and we've seen that in South Africa, and I'm sure around the world, that no matter what you have, people see people who have less and they want to help. It's just the nature of being a South African, and I think that is obviously the nature of Mandela. That's why this I think is such an amazing exercise. You've been doing this, or you've had a connection since 2012, haven't you?
Correct. Yes.
Is that with Africa Tikkun?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
With Africa Tikkun, I received the instruction from the previous co-owner at Synthesis. This is the company we partner with, and at that time we wrote a check.
Okay.
Purely
so
because
that was money.
That was money. There was nothing else that we can do at the time. And they thoroughly appreciated it. And this went on for a couple of years. I started engaging with them and asking them, is there a need? And how can we get involved? Originally, our first event was actually gifts. I think it was 12 children. They asked, seriously, please, can you give gifts for December? We had a handover. It was jolly good fun. From there, what helped a lot was going in, engaging with them and asking what they need. And sometimes they had lots of questions, mostly surrounded around money, but because my people wanted to give back, we started thinking out of the box in our collaboration. And a couple of years later, we actually took coders that are very scared of artistic things, and they went to paint paintings on the wall. Yeah, we cheated. We used a projector, we traced it, and then painted by number.
Right.
They thoroughly enjoyed it. Our people played soccer with the kids. They read storybooks. They colored
Creative
in.
connections.
And our people enjoyed having the opportunity to go out and be there with them. Our collaboration with Africa Tikkun has expanded since. We're not only doing Mandela Day and Final Act, we also do master classes, and where they do need extra assistance with the actual learners, because they go from cradle to career. At the career aspect, we have to step in and do some time there. And this is what I mean, all through the year. We are giving back. Our teams go in and give special classes. They do interviews. It is a continuous thing and a continuous relationship.
And it becomes quite a deep relationship, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because then it's about the starter packs at school.
Correct.
Through to painting classrooms, through to obviously money, financial assistance, food, and then ultimately even giving time in the form of expertise, knowledge in industry and career-wise.
Correct.
So incredible. What does it say about Capital Appreciation, about all the companies within their stable, that this is that you're almost allowed and encouraged to run with this?
I'm humbled to be able on a daily basis go out and do what makes my heart sing. It is amazing. I have brought it a bit closer this year. We have corporate social responsibility. I have reviewed what that actually means, and it says reach out to the communities right there where you are. And this year we are going straight into Alex at an orphanage. I'm making it a bit more relevant. I'm bringing it closer. We are looking at certain schools for other projects that are coming up. Also within the Alex area, we are collaborating with a sister company of Africa Tikkun, Smile Foundation, where we go to neighboring schools within Rosebank, Randburg, Craighall, and we're doing a burns awareness campaign where our synthesis employees are actually enacting the scenes for us. And I think we've always worked with which company or organization do you support? Now we're using those organizations as a vehicle to support the direct community of where we are.
As a springboard almost.
Yes.
It's got to be quite tough for you some days, because by nature you want to help. You obviously prioritize this space, but you can't always help. No. And you can't always give that which is required, because we've got a whole country in need.
Correct.
How do you personally deal with that?
I have to be honest, Howard, that is a tough question. I get at least 2 requests weekly from all our companies. Please help us with this. Please help us with that. And there I take my strength from our CFO, as he has said to me once, Sue, align with the companies that resonate with you. We cannot help everyone. It isn't easy, and we do try our best. For me personally, I can't say I stop helping. I have this belief in magic. If today I have 5 blankets and in 2 weeks I need to have 300, I put faith out there and I believe it's going to happen, and I ignite excitement in people. And if I can't deliver, we have a community that will pull together.
Absolutely right. Absolutely incredible. I really, really love this. What is your, we're almost out of time, but what is your message to, never mind people of the people of Capital Appreciation and all the companies, but what's your message to anybody watching this? How do they get involved in something? And what do you know, because people often think, well, little old me, what difference can I make? What's your message?
I think my message to people would be, if there is an organization that you connect with, that you understand what they're doing and you would like to assist, reach out. They need volunteers. They have very limited staff. They cannot employ everyone for all the critical areas. And volunteers is what makes the functions actually successful. And I know there is a function coming up, and I have seen volunteers requested. Please reach out. All these organizations needs extra hands.
Absolutely. Find the way.
Yes.
Find a way to make a difference, because you really can. Absolutely incredible. Sue-Ann Huyser, she is from Capital Appreciation, talking to us about Mandela Day, about some incredible projects that they are involved with. And it's not just to showcase what Capital Appreciation and Sue are doing together, but really just to give you some sense, give us all some sense of what we can do as South Africans and as humans to reach out and to help others this year, and of course on an ongoing basis. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below, give us your ideas, make some suggestions, and let's start a movement that can really make a difference to lives. I'm Howard Feldman, and this has been an episode of Synthesis TV.